Luka Garza is having a historic season, producing a combination of volume and efficiency that is unmatched. Averaging 26.9 points per game on 66% effective field goal with a usage rate of 33.4, he spearheads the #1 ranked offense in the nation. However, this past Thursday, the Indiana Hoosiers came to Iowa City and upset the Hawkeyes 81-69, holding the Hawkeyes offense to just 1.03 points per possession. In this video, we'll examine Indiana's poor start to the game and the adjustments they made to eventually pull off this upset. On Iowa's first possession, Trace Jackson-Davis fronts Garza and prevents the initial post entry. However, as the possession progresses, Jackson-Davis gets face cut and sealed deep in the post. Even with 3 crowding the ball, that doesn't stop Garza from hitting a right hook. On Iowa's second possession, Jackson-Davis tries to drive Garza out of the paint, but as the ball is swung, Iowa gets the easy post entry anyways. Armon Franklin is caught too deep, and it's an easy kickout for an open 3. On Iowa's third possession, Garza seals on the roll for another easy post touch. On Iowa's fourth possession, Jackson-Davis just sits behind Garza and allows another deep post touch before giving up an and-one. So on the first 4 possessions, we see that Indiana has given up 10 points already, all generated by Luka Garza. Definitely not the ideal start they were looking for. On this baseline out of bounds, Jackson-Davis starts on the inbounder, but he switches on to Garza and pushes him out for a further catch. Wieskamp makes the smart cut for what should have been an easy layup, but Jerome Hunter recovers nicely. A couple minutes later, Jackson-Davis gets face cut and gives up deep position again, and opts to sit behind and allow the catch. Garza kicks out for another assist. On the very next possession, Indiana gives up a 3 off of a quick pin down in transition, prompting Archie Miller to call a timeout. This is where I believe the game changes. Before this timeout, Garza had 10 post touches, shooting 4 for 6, assisting twice, and drawing 2 fouls to create 14 out of Iowa's 25 points. In the roughly 30 minutes of play after this timeout, Garza gets 19 post touches, shoots 4 for 9, and has 4 turnovers. So not only did Indiana manage to decrease his post touches, but also reduced his production out of the post, which was crucial in securing the victory. Let's take a look at the adjustments Indiana made. Garza sits after the timeout, and this is his first possession back in. On the baseline out of bounds, we see the Indiana big switch off the inbounder and onto Garza. This is similar to the play we saw earlier. Notice, instead of staying behind and trying to drive Garza away from the rim, Race Thompson gets to a full front. This prevented the ball from ever entering the post, and Indiana gets a stop. Here we see Thompson immediately get to that full front as he transitions back on D. As Iowa gets into this ball screen, Thompson executes their coverage before recovering to Garza with high hands and back into a full front again. With low help from Hunter on the weak side, Indiana prevents the post touch, and Garza settles for the jumper. So we see Indiana has gone to full fronting Garza in order to limit his post touches. However, Thompson doesn't get in front on this offensive rebound, and Garza reminds Indiana why they're working so hard to keep the ball out of his hands. Coming out of halftime, Iowa goes to a roll and replace ball screen. This is a common set they run to get Garza a deep seal in the paint, as it is hard for the opposing big to execute a ball screen coverage and immediately fight Garza in the post. Coming back to the original play, we see Indiana execute an interesting coverage. Thompson calls out a switch to stay home and help deny the post entry pass, sending Durham to close out instead. This coverage is possible because Connor McCaffrey is only a 29% 3-point shooter on the season. Garza does well seating Jackson Davis on the high side after the swing, but the low help comes just in time to force a jump ball. Here we have another example of Race Thompson going from fronting Garza to defending the ball screen back to more fronting. Even the announcers notice his efforts.
Race Thompson has improved a ton. Look how hard he's working right now against Garza.
Garza eventually dribbles into the post, but a short shot clock forces a tough fadeaway that airballs. Even on possessions when Garza did catch it in the post, the fronting forced him to come almost to the 3-point line to receive the catch. However, Iowa's scheme has built-in counters against this coverage. They set up weak side exchanges and screening actions to distract the low help, in hopes of opening up the lob pass. On this play from earlier in the game, we see Franklin take his eyes off the post for just a split second to watch the exchange, and he's already too late to prevent the lob. Iowa gets another bucket off of the exchange in the second half as well. In this game, however, more often than not, the exchanges were late and occurred after Garza had given up his post position. Here are a couple examples. Another way Garza gets into the post is by dribbling. He especially likes to drive baseline on the left side before spinning back to face the middle, as we see here. To counter this, Indiana will send a double as Garza is driving baseline, catching him off guard as he spins back. This creates turnovers, or, at the very least, gets the ball out of Garza's hands. Of course, Indiana's defense wasn't perfect. Here, Jackson Davis spins to front Garza in transition, but being on the high side puts him out of help position on the Murray drive instead. Same concept here as McCaffrey gets a wide open layup. On this possession, Geronimo does a great job fronting, but Garza boxes him out on Nunji's hook and gets the easy 2. While the Indiana defense had its lapses, overall it was still effective in containing Iowa's offense. The Indiana bigs, Thompson, Jackson Davis, and Geronimo, deserve a lot of credit for their tremendous effort. It's even more impressive when you realize Thompson and Jackson Davis played through foul trouble for the entire game. That being said, Indiana certainly had their share of luck as well, as Iowa, a 39% three-point shooting team prior to this game, shot only 22% from 3. However, three-point shooting inherently involves a lot of luck, and it will be interesting to see if future Iowa opponents adopt the same coverage and gamble on a poor Iowa shooting night.